Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Tiabu and I am here for the most wonderful time of the year. Kind of. And it comes around 4 times a year, but whatever. It's the start of a new season of anime. There's new anime coming out. Last season we kind of hit the big time with a couple of really excellent shows. We're gonna have to see if we can hit the big time again this season. We'll see. I don't know. There are definitely a couple things on the lineup for this season that have got a lot of hype behind them, and well, we're gonna watch everything as usual. If this is your first time on a treasure hunt, thanks for joining. It's gonna be fun and difficult, and we'll see if in like 2 or 3 weeks I'm alive. But we're gonna watch a first episode of pretty much everything that airs this season. Everything that isn't a sequel or just like there may be something that is so obviously not up my alley that I'll just skip it and just ignore it. But otherwise, everything that's coming out this season, we're going to watch the first episode of. This is going to be a messy treasure hunt if this isn't your first time here. And it always ends up being a messy treasure hunt because time gets wonky anyway. But this time it's going to be a little bit messier. I will say that for the last 2 weeks or so, pretty much as soon as the coronavirus quarantine started, by the way, happy quarantine, everyone. Hope you're doing okay and staying sane and safe and such. But about when it started, my internet speed went down like really fast, including my upload speed, which is on a good day, at a good time of day, about half what it should be, what it usually is, which really sucks and makes it difficult to get videos up in any kind of reasonable time. And then add on top of that the fact that my sleep schedule is horrifying at the moment and is continuing to slip more into horrifying territory, and it's going to be a messy treasure hunt. But we're going to do our best. We're going to watch the first episode of everything. Just if something airs and I don't get an episode out or a reaction out to it like immediately, don't sweat it too much. I'll probably get to it. If you want to throw a comment and be like, hey, did you forget about this thing? I probably didn't forget about the thing. I've got the list of all the shows that are airing and I'm aware of them, and we'll get there eventually. But it's going to be messy and it might not be immediate for this season of treasure hunting. It might be a little wonky. So just a heads up and an apology in advance. Okay, that was way too much. That is way too off topic. So let's actually talk about the topic at hand. We've got shows to watch. At present, I think there are 4 or 5 first episodes that have come out, and then there's Brand New Animal, which is its own whole thing. And I don't know what I want to do about Brand New Animal at the moment, because it's a really cool as fuck looking trigger show, and I know that at least 6 episodes have aired at present. I might just wait for all of it to be out and then watch it all. Maybe we'll see. I don't want to like get started on something that I really am going to really enjoy in the midst of treasure hunt because it'll be wonky. Oh, that's another thing that I wanted to mention, which was just that I'll be putting priority on scheduled, like, pulled shows as opposed to putting priority on treasure hunt shows. Partly because, like, even if I put the priority on treasure hunt shows with the way that upload speeds are going right now, they're not going to come out at a reasonable time. If I do try to get them out on the day that the show airs, it's going to be like midnight. It's going to suck. So I'm going to focus on pulled shows and do treasure hunt in like spare time and time after those are done. Okay? Okay. But I don't know what I'm going to do with Brand New Animal, but we've got Appare-Ranman, Tamayomi, Hachinante, blah, 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 Kakushi Goto, and Tower of God, which is one of those shows I was mentioning with all of the hype behind it, and that's the order in which those shows aired, and so that's the order we're going to watch them, which means we are starting off today with Appare-Ranman, an original series by PA Works. I've been mildly disappointed by the last couple of shows that PA Works have put out. I think the last thing that I can remember of them was I've forgotten the name of it. It wasn't To the Abandoned Sacred Beasts. That was a different one that was similar to it. I forget what it's called, but it's got the girl and she looks like a PA Works character, but then the whole show was kind of meh. We'll have to see how this one goes. It's always lovely to see an original series coming up. It's nice. It definitely did well for us last season with Eizouken, which is going to be pretty much the bar to which we compare everything, and that's totally unfair, but still, Eizouken set a really high bar for this year, and I want to compare everything else to it because I want something to beat it. As much as I loved Eizouken as it was, I would love to see if there's anything that even has like a sliver of a chance of beating it out in my personal mental internal rankings of shows this year. I would love to see it because it would have to be something really special. But maybe it'll be Appare-Ranman. Maybe it won't. I don't really know. I kind of doubt it. We've got a PA Works show. It is directed, and as far as I could tell, I went digging for like a scriptwriter to try and find who was actually writing this thing, and it is Masakazu Hashimoto is in the director chair and is also credited on ANN but not on MAL as series composition, which is a weird role to give somebody when they're writing a thing that's an original, because usually series composition sits in between like the adaptation, like I'm taking a manga and adapting the script for an anime. That would be the series composition role. So I'm really not sure who wrote the thing, but we're gonna go and say that Masakazu himself probably wrote this thing, or wrote a big portion of it. And then there are people credited for planning, and I don't know what they did. So, blah. um, Looked through Masakazu Hashimoto's previous works. There was not a lot there that caught my attention or made me super duper thrilled. But hey, new major creative forces are born every, I don't know, couple years. So maybe we're witnessing that. Let's watch the first episode of Appare-Ranman, a new PA Works original anime series that I have no idea what it's about at all. I just saw some of the art and I looked at the staff, and that's it. Cool, let's kick this thing off. I've got the first episode of Appare-Ranman up and ready to go. I could only find a 720p copy of it. I hope that's fine. Usually video, like web rips that are 1080p are upscaled anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I grabbed the MGD rip from Nya. If you search Appare-Ranman, it's the one with the most seeds, so I grabbed it. It's up. It's sitting at 0 seconds. There will be two versions of this reaction. You can find a picture-in-picture version with the video up there in the corner, linked in the description, and a timer-based version up on YouTube. If you would like to do a syncy thing and sync up your own copy of the first episode of Appare-Ranman, you are more than welcome to do so. Just get your copy ready because the beep beep timer to count you down will be coming at you now. It's a sky. It's music. Okay. Okay. So somebody watched Redline a couple times. Oh, that's a boy. I was not aware. Okay. It's definitely got a unique aesthetic. Pretty solid CG. Okay. And we're all getting past. And Appare is just going ahead. What? Who's that voice actor? He's somebody highly known. This is really weird. Oh, okay, rain and sunshine. And we've got relatively traditional boats. Okay, here we are in Japan. Alright, so he's working on steam engine stuff. Notes all over the place. And he's trying to build a sauna for them or something. Or not, he's just working on a car. What is his character design? Hello, Emoto, with giant eyebrows. Who's that voice? I know who that is too, but I don't know who that is. So an eccentric science genius boy person. I don't like this very much at the moment. I'm willing to give it a little bit more time, since it's slow burning and giving us exposition. And clearly there's going to be a big shakeup. Oh, geez. Jesus. Oh, so he's sitting in prison right now. Okay. Done. Bye. I'm out. Using it all as a lockpick. Alright, sure. See ya. Alright, that was solid. Just in time. Oh, they've already eaten him. Okay. As matter of fact as he could be about it. Hmm. Okay. But I'm working on things that I care about and I'm good at. I think that's a pretty relatable character core, being brilliant along one axis that doesn't get any respect from the people who otherwise have power over you. I have a feeling it will get out of hand. You definitely will not be back soon. Zero chance. Thank you, creepy T-Tomaton. What the fuck? What? Also, it's hella bright in here. That doesn't help that much. Fuck. It's the sunlight. Jules Verne. That's not it. Yeah. 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 What's the little things here? What is he packing? He's just ignoring him. Hmm. And he's got his hand on the sword. Is he gonna body him with something in his shop or just get out of the way? Oh, never mind. Oh, we're doing that gag. That's a very strange cut. Hmm. How'd he build a tunnel that deep? Alright, he's leaving. Looking at this place for the last time. It's a full underground cavern. Cool. And he's built some shit in there. How did he get lumber down there? Eh, whatever. Oh, boy's got plans. I'm sure it's quite fast. Hmm. 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 You're on the boat. And off we go. Not a chance. Oh, who's that? Oh, okay. Hmm. I told you I'd tell you. Okay. Okay. Oh, we're getting a trinket? Boom, trinket. So, how does Samurai get on boat? No? Okay. And he's right there. We're gonna move the camera over, and he's disappearing off into the... There we go. Ah. You're coming along for the trip. Alright. Oh, we're going all over the place. Oh, then I'll cross the ocean. Ah, shit. Oh, we're gunning it. Uh-oh. Is that the end of the episode? Please tell me that's the end of the episode. Oh my god, please. Oh my god, we're only about halfway. I'm done. Fuck, I'll give it time. No, I don't want to. It's not worth it. Uh, it can't convince me in the next 6 minutes that it's going to be worth watching. Shit. But now I'm so sunk cost into it. Fuck. Oh, he's doing the mental thing. Hmm. We're literally gonna do that, alright. Got our TV tropes on lock. Is that the end? Is this the OP? No, we got 3 minutes left. What the fuck? Why is time going so slowly? So they're gonna arrive in America. Somehow. Rip. Oh, hello, big boat. Salvation by big boat. Thank you, big boat. And it's an American boat. Going to America. Hello, Captain. Captain Corncob Pipe. Perfect. Paying your way. He is working. New York. Looks like it. Welcome to the big city. Oh. Of course we're on the other side. I'm an idiot. Oh, it's over. How's this ED? It's fine. We're gonna stop there. There's nothing at the end. Yeah, good. Okay. I don't hate this. I don't even have that many problems with it that I can actually put a finger on. I do find the pacing of this first episode kind of painfully slow, and the whole just way that we introduce the whole thing is kind of weird. We start off with this race, we are nowhere near it yet, and we don't really make many strides toward it. Meet all these characters who I assume we're promised to meet in the future, and all of them seem to have a direct connection to Appare, saying things like, I'll be going on ahead, Appare, or I'm really competing against you. Everybody's focused on the main character as their rival. Cool, great, okay. We get kind of a wacky cast of different race car drivers in their different weird cars in a sequence that can only remind me of the opening scene of Redline, where it introduces all of the wacky, wavy, inflatable arm flailing tube racers. And of course, our focus is, and our last introduction is on our main crew, with Appare himself. Did not realize that was a male character because Appare has a really fucking strange character design. I get it, he's supposed to be eccentric and weird and like offbeat and not a part of his time. It's just a weird character design. I don't know what the big rope sash thing is, but it looks like an obi, and that's kind of weird. And then the hair is very strange, and then the goggles are very strange, and then the little mouth dots, I just don't understand. Maybe it's a normal thing in this kind of a society because we get this weird, I guess, tribal Native American kid. I don't fucking know what that's supposed to be, with the 3 dots on his forehead, so maybe it's a thing. I don't know. Visually, it's pretty okay. It's kind of bland and flat, which is surprising when we do open up with such kind of an interesting, wacky, and somewhat bombastic-y race sequence in a really weird environment. We're in a different time, different place. We've got these weirdly designed, odd race car driver people doing a giant steam car race, apparently across the country, which I assume is going to be the main focus of our show. And it's kind of badass. The CG cars look pretty okay, and we get some cool shots through them. And I feel like we're supposed to feel something in this moment where we're like, yeah, we're behind the protagonist. Let's go. We're gonna pedal to the metal. Let's do it. And you know, he's totally ignoring the race continuing to go on behind him as he just fixes up his car and stuff. So we already know that he's a little bit off, a little bit offbeat, a little bit weird, and that's pretty cool. So then we flash back to, I guess, the start of our adventure, where we're both living in a relatively small town together, and he is an experimenter on steamboat stuff, and for some reason other people don't like him, and they want him gone, and or at least they want him to work normally and in the ways that they respect. Even though we can see as the audience through our more omniscient perspective, we can see that he's doing like the most valuable work possible. It's like telling Einstein that he should probably get back to working in the fields, because we need more potatoes, bro. Yeah, that's basically it. We made a sister character throw up flags that this guy is not going to be coming home anytime soon by saying that he'll be coming home soon, which is exactly not going to happen. Meet the father and the older brother, both of whom have a pretty shitty uh, opinion of Appare. They think he sucks and he's a deadbeat and doesn't do anything, even though he's working on really cool shit all the time, and he is, and he's working on cool shit all the time. Then we enter into his lair where he continues working on cool shit and kind of nonchalantly starts packing his bags to get the hell out of Dodge because he knows that people are coming after him. We get a nice little uh subversion of expectations, I suppose, but it's also one where this gag is so frequent that it's almost an expectation in and of itself, where he gets all serious about it and then gets his sword and eventually lays it down and goes into full dogeza, and it's fine. I felt that way about a lot of the gags or just sequences. It felt like somebody was going to a playbook. I don't know if this makes sense, but like, imagine that you're writing anime, right? You might end up after a number of years in the business with a bit of a playbook of these are sequences where you can essentially slot any character into it and turn it into either a gag or a funny moment or like a dramatic sequence or whatever. This is the play for that. And it felt like for a lot of these sequences, we were just reusing ideas that have been used before in order to make the thing work, and it works. It's fine. But it's leaning heavily on the tropey and the cliche a little bit, just a little bit too much for me. Um, like at the near the end when we get the full like reaching out and grasping the moon, that's pretty fucking straightforward tropiness right there. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, and we'll probably end up talking about this more as the first episodes of the season go on, but it's not necessarily a bad thing to lean on tropes. Tropes are useful, but to do it this much makes me feel like our authors don't have a lot to work with in like the new idea territory. But there are some interesting ideas in this first episode. Just not enough. Just not enough. All right, and then there are a couple attempts at fun stuff, like this weird cut, which yeah, I assume is digitally tweened. I'm not sure. It's very strange looking. And we bump up to 24 FPS for it for whatever reason. It's very strange looking. I don't know why it's there. All right, and then we go on our little journey. We have one last look behind the shoulder at the place that we are leaving in order to go off on our journey, given our call to action, which in this case happens to be mostly running away from something as opposed to running towards something. But we sort of retcon that when he does the whole reaching toward the moon thing and says that he has dreams and goals and stuff. So he's getting out. He's getting out. He's got all this genius, and he's excited about it, and he's great at coming up with cool ideas and making them into reality, and that's pretty awesome. And this dream was instilled into him as a young child, and that's pretty neat. And off on this journey we go. And he's escaping people who don't respect him for his own talents to go to a new world, very literally a new world, where maybe he'll actually get some respect for being able to make really cool steamboat engine things and stuff. We get a symbolic lucky charm thing that will be a thing. We perform a predictable gag pretty well, and then some more gags occur until we find ourselves in hot water, broken, and lost. Okay. And then we lean into him being a genius by showing us him being a genius, and then we have a little bit more witty banter between our characters, and recap the dreams and goals and things, pretty much Giorno Giovanna it, and then we arrive in Los Angeles, like there we are, hey, we're here. And now the story can begin because we're in the modern world. Cool, neat. And we're free from the restrictions of conservative, relatively isolationist at this point Japanese society. Neat. There's some cool things going on here. I think that the choice of time and setting is interesting and fun, and there's a ton of good stuff that can be done with that to make this a unique looking and feeling show. I think that the general use of color and such is fine. I don't have much of a problem with most of the character designs. I don't love the main character's design. It's just a little much for me. Um, it's just a little much for me, but I think my main gripe is that it's just kind of flat, and any of the parts that are supposed to grab me and make me feel something or make me care about these characters in any way kind of fell flat for me. They just didn't really work. Partly because they're leaning heavily into tropes or things that I've seen before or things that I'm familiar with, and they just don't resonate super hard. So I'm probably going to be giving this show a miss. It might get really good in the near future. It could be really interesting. I have no idea where the story is going because it's an original, obviously. But all right, for a first episode of Treasure Hunt, I think this is a solid middle of the road beginning. It's definitely not bad, but I definitely don't love it. So be it. Cool. Well, that's one out of the way. Only 9 million other anime episode 1s to watch in the next couple of weeks. Woo! Okay, we'll end there and I'll move on to the next thing, which should be the Baseball Girls anime. We'll see. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this as much or more than I did. If you really love the show, that's totally cool. I've got nothing against it. It seemed totally fine, and PA Works is a solid studio. They can pull out good stuff. It's definitely got interesting ideas. There will probably be some cool mechanical things. There might even be some mind games in the actual racing portion of things, which could be intriguing. But for a starter episode of a weird, anachronistic, and I can actually use that word because it is out of time, anime about an eccentric boy genius. Oh wait, this is Dr. Stone, isn't it? Yeah, it kind of is. Okay. Well, just realized that. Okay. But yeah, it's fine. Nothing wrong with it. It's totally okay. Not gonna be my favorite. We'll end there. Peace.